What's up guys, welcome to the first video of 2023 for my YouTube channel. Now I'm going to be a little bit ahead of the game here because I really want you guys to ask yourself this question before you go out and buy pre-emergent this year. Do you need pre-emergent? Now there's two questions in particular that I want you to ask yourself before you answer this question. Right now, during this time, you're going to start seeing a lot of pre-emergent videos start populating. But before you jump on that and say, I gotta get it, I need to put it down, ask yourself these two questions. Do you have a well-established turf, lawn, or did you see a lot of weeds populate in your lawn last season? So if you got that thick lawn, you don't necessarily need a pre-emergent because your thick lawn will help fight off those weeds. How thick? Thick. So what am I trying to get at? Well, possibly you could save money if you have a well-established turf. It is not necessary to put down pre-emergent every single year. In my case, my front lawn, I feel it's good, it's thick, it's well established, and I do not need to put down any pre-emergent in my front lawn. How thick? Thick. Now, I had weeds populate in my front lawn, but that's because I let it get to that point to make content for you guys. But in all, I think my front lawn is pretty thick, and it could fight off a lot and the majority of the weeds that try to germinate in my lawn. I guess for the ladies that watch my channel, you can't say how thick, you gotta say how big, you gotta say big. There is a germination process that needs to happen for that weed to populate off and pop out of your lawn. The first thing it needs to do is it needs to seed. Somehow it needs to seed somewhere in this thick lawn, find that centimeter of a spot so that the seed could go down to the soil and start to germinate. The second thing that it needs to now do is find some sunlight, photosynthesize. Now since I have a well-established front lawn, there's a lot of competition for sunlight, and it's going to be very hard while that germination process is happening for that seed to find that sunlight so it could pick up that photosynthesize in its leaf blade and come up. So with that being said, that is why I'm telling you guys to stop and think and see. I have a well-established front lawn. In my front lawn, I feel I do not need to put pre-emergent down. Now the second question that I want you to ask yourself is, okay, you do need pre-emergent, but when did you see the weeds populate the most? Did you see them in the spring and summertime, or did you see them in the fall and winter time? Ask yourself that question. If you saw them in both times, then yes, I will agree. Put down pre-emergent now in your pre-emergent window. Not now necessarily, but soon coming up. Put down your pre-emergent now, split application, and put down the pre-emergent later in the fall time, split application, and you're good to go. Now, if you saw weeds populating in your lawn in the spring and summertime, okay, put them down now. If you saw weeds populating in the fall and winter time, but you did not see any populate now during the spring and summertime, hold off on the spring and summer and put only pre-emergent in the fall and winter. Does this mean that you could skip pre-emergents every single year? No. Does this mean that you could skip pre-emergents every now and then? Yes. You have a well-established turf. Now, not putting any pre-emergent down whatsoever, yes, in a long haul, you will start seeing weeds populate more and more. But in the short term, you could skip, you could save that little bit of money and product and use it for when you need it. Now, a lot of people don't mention this, but pre-emergents, yes, they're awesome because they work as a pre-emergent, a preventative for weeds. Why do you think people ask, hey, did you do pre-emergent before you seed or after you seed, or etc.? Because when you're doing pre-emergence and you're seeding, that's going to stop the germination process if you're not doing it correctly, pretty much. As well as my stolons in my lawn, it will not catch when it's creeping across the lawn. It will not catch into soil contact because of a pre-emergent vapor barrier that's there. In short terms, there's a lot of big scientific stuff that goes into this, but in short terms, it is a root inhibitor, and it could actually cause damage when utilizing over and over and over again, especially in a well-established lawn. Okay, so we talked about why I'm not going to put pre-emergent in my front lawn and the reasons, etc. Does that mean I'm not putting any? I'm sorry, it sounds like a freaking animal farm here. Dogs barking, duck quacking, but I hope you guys could hear me. But when it comes to my back lawn, I will be putting pre-emergent down. And the reason for that is because, if you guys remember, I let my back lawn go, so there's going to be bare spots, there's going to be spots that are dug out by my dog that I have to fill in. There's going to be dead spots from that take-all root rot that I unfortunately had last year. And there are spots that are nice and thick, but I'm not going to measure out these little bare spots and spray those spots only and not spray the good spots. I'm going to just spray my whole yard pre-emergent and we're good to go. Wanted to show you is those bare spots are open invitations for weeds to germinate. There is no competition of turf there. It's just bare, so that will actually germinate weeds if I don't put a pre-emergent down. Now, again, a pre-emergent is only to help. It's not going to help 100%. You will still get weeds, but instead of getting weeds everywhere, let's say out of 30 weeds that would germinate through the whole year in your lawn, you're only gonna get maybe 7. Okay, so that's what pre-emergent does. Is it helps, but it's not a full-on protective. Nothing's gonna come up pre-emergent. So don't think of it that way. It's just there to help. It's an assistance. Okay, a LeBron James a pass assist. Alright, so that's all I really have for this video. I just wanted to come out and talk about that because I know very soon you will start seeing pre-emergent videos come out, and you guys need to ask yourself those questions before you say, I need it, I need to put it down. I showed you an example. My back lawn, I definitely need it, I will put it down, but my front lawn, I am not going to utilize pre-emergent whatsoever. As for the future, don't worry about it now. Just ask yourself those questions when you're watching these upcoming pre-emergent videos, and sit down and analyze your situation and then come out with your results. Will you spray? Will you not spray? Can you hold off? Or do you need it right away? When the window comes. Not now, when the window comes. Alright guys, with that said, I did enough talking for this video. Hope this was informative for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.